Howdy, 8th grade. Today we are going to be talking about exponents with zeros and integer values. That means a lot of what we're going to be looking at is negative numbers. We're doing zero and integer exponents. And I know we haven't actually looked at these before. So I want to start by looking at things we know, and we're going to make a quick table. I'm starting off with 2 to the power of 3, and I know that equals 2 times 2 times 2, and that's going to give me 8. I'm going to go down to 2 squared, which is 2 times 2, going to give me 4. 2 to the first is 2, which is 2. So if I'm looking here, I want to see what happens as I go down in number, because I want to get to 0, but I'm not really sure what 2 to the 0 looks like. 2 to the 0 is definitely something, I'm just not sure what. So I want to see if I can find a pattern between 8, 4, and 2. And what I'll eventually realize is to get from 8 to 4, I divided by 2. To get from 4 to 2, I divided by 2. So to get 2 to whatever comes next, I should still be dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we're going to say that 2 to the power of 0 is 1. Actually, something we're always going to say is we have this rule called the zero exponent rule. And the zero exponent rule tells me that anything to the power of 0 equals 1. So no matter what I have, if I raise it to the power of 0, it's 1. But I want to keep going on this 2 thing, because now I want to figure out what 2 to the negative 1 is. Equals, I don't really know how to express this, so it's going to be a question mark again, because I don't really know what it means. But I know to get to negative 1 from 0, I'm going to have to divide by 2 again. So 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. Which is a little strange, but that's okay. We'll keep going. 2 to the negative 2 equals, still not quite sure what this is, but 1/2 divided by 2 is going to be 1/4. And just for fun, I'll do one more so we can see what it looks like. 2 to the negative 3. Once again, not really sure how to write negative 3 2's, but it will give me 1/8. What's actually going on here, if we look, is that these numbers mirror what's going on up top. So here I have 8, 4, 2, and down below I have 2, 4, and 8. So what I'm going to want to do is we want to make a rule about this. So we want to find the pattern, and the pattern here is going to be my negative exponent rule. And I'm going to write it down that if I have a number, x to the negative n, that's equal to 1/x to the n. So that means something to a negative exponent equals 1/something to that exponent. Which kind of makes sense, and we'll talk about why in a second, but it's going to work out really, really well with our product rule. So a lot of times when we simplify things, we want to write them with only positive exponents. So simplify means to make only positive exponents. So to do that, if I have x to the negative 3, it would become 1/x cubed. And if I had 1/x to the negative 4, it would become x to the positive 4. So all we have to do, if we see something with a negative exponent, we flip what side of the fraction it's on, and we can make the exponent negative. So by flipping the side of the fraction, we get a sign change in exponent. Now we're going to try a couple more difficult problems. I'm going to start with 3b to the negative 3 times b. And we have our product rule here. I know if a b by itself, that means it's b to the first power. So what I'm going to do, when I see two things with exponents multiplied together, I just add the exponents. That's going to be 3b times, 3b to the power of negative 3 plus 1, which is going to be 3b to the negative 2, which is 3 over b squared. And that would be my final answer there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Scroll up. There it is. And we'll try another one. This next one I want to try is going to be a little stranger. So I'm going to have x to the 7 over x to the 3. What I want to do here is I'm going to start by putting everything up top. So to get this x cubed up top, I'm going to have to make the exponent negative. So it'd be x to the 7th times x to the negative 3. So it was on bottom, but I can get it on top just by making the exponent negative. After this, I have x to the 7th times x to the negative 3rd. That's going to be x to the 7 plus negative 3, which is just going to be x to the power of 4. So that one simplifies okay. And I want to make sure I show you all one that's a little bit more challenging, and that is going to be x to the negative 5, y to the 6th, z over z to the negative 3, y squared, x. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these on the bottom, and I'm going to try to move them up top. And how I do that is I just take their exponents and I make them negative. So I'm going to have x to the negative 5th, y to the 6th, z, times z to the negative 3 is going to become z cubed, y squared is going to be y to the negative 2, and x is going to become x to the negative 1. So now I can combine these. I've got an x here and an x here. My negative 5 and negative 1 is going to be x to the negative 5 plus negative 1. I have a y to the 6 and a y to the negative 2, so it'll be y to the 6 plus negative 2. And I have a z to the first and a z cubed, which would be z to the 1 plus 3. After that, I just got to add these. Negative 5 and negative 1 is negative 6. So that's x to the negative 6. 6 plus negative 2 is 4, so that's y to the 4. And 1 plus 3 is 4, so it's z to the power of 4. And just like that, I want to make sure I move my negative exponent back to the bottom. So I would get y to the 4, z to the 4, over x to the power of 6. Now it's all positive exponents, which makes me happy, and I am all done. If y'all can do the lesson practice, it goes all the way through I today, so it's A through I. That would be fantastic, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.